Here. It looks like it's starting. Okay, we have started, and we're starting an orientation for new members, and we have a gentleman online, Dave Rattle, who has come in and is about to start with ICI World for the first time, and this will help all people starting for the first time. Everyone should have a pad of paper and a pencil handy and start to take notes as we go through. There will be other things that we will be leaving with you that you can follow up on your own time. The first thing that we're going to recommend that you do is go to this website, iciworld.net. Whether you're residential or commercial, you should be starting at this site. And the reason for this site, you'll notice that we have many websites throughout the world, and in fact we have iciworld.ca for Canada and iciworld.us for the United States and other ones for Europe and the rest of the world. But there is one place in the world where all members come to start, and it is iciworld.net. When you add information to this site, it will be added to over 18,000 pages instantly and automatically throughout the world. The second thing you should write down is the login member management. I'm going to click on that now. When it comes up, if you go down the page just a tiny bit, you're going to see member management for executive members worldwide, and you'll see a light green background with a pledge in the middle. Everyone should read that pledge. We post it on the internet. And basically, it's everybody should be making money every 90 days, or at the very least, developing good business relationships that will lead to doing deals, or you must call us. Do not let it go longer than 90 days, Dave, without calling us if you're not generating leads from any of the stuff that we're showing you. On the left-hand side, you should write this down now, David, number 1, 2, 3, 4. Just mark 1, 2, 3, 4 on a pad of paper. And you can say done when you're finished if you don't mind.
Done.
Okay, and mark down welcome instruction page, please. And you should get through that on your own time. And basically, we have good news and bad news on our service. The bad news is there's a little bit of stuff to read through to get through. And plus, there is some setup for the website as well and setting up things here. But the good news is once you've done it, you don't have to do it again. And the second good news is once you've done it, you will learn the ways that a lot of people are making a lot of money on this service. If you ever need to check that out, you simply go to ICI World Home, you click on testimonials, you'll see amongst the largest deals kind of going on the internet on this page. And there's people that have done it within 90 days. An example is Doreen Francis. She came here. We showed her something special, which I'll be talking to you about in a minute, David, about the 3 questions. In our movie number 11, you got to see movie 11. Anyways, it explained how you can be going after FSBOs and people that maybe for one reason or another don't want to put something on MLS. There is a way to work that kind of information. She did. She found somebody trying to sell space for a church in database number 2 here. She ended up asking in 3 questions. She posted the information in database 1. She got a call from a member of a congregation. She ended up showing it and then sold it, and it was a $2.4 million transaction, $54,000, all within a 90-day period. So there is, and this is not the only story. There are pages and pages and pages of them, and you can read through and see what's going on. When you do click on Login Member Management and you see these choices on the screen, you will also see some telephone numbers on the screen. You should mark those down. And you'll see that there is an after hours and weekends number. We basically say that another one of our pledges is never go longer than 5 minutes. If you're lost on something or can't do something, time is money, you give us a call. Now, if you're learning about domain names, we're going to be referring you to a video, and that's it, and you see the video. A lot of our things are absolutely repetitive to virtually every single member on this service, so we have recorded different sessions from time to time, and this is actually a recording that we're doing right now for people getting started as well, because things do change a little over time. You'll also see the daily webinar workshops, but that's how you actually got into our session in the first place, was by going in and seeing them. There are some various workshops, and these things are updated from time to time. When you click on See Schedule and Register, you have an appointment with us, and away you go, and you'll see different ones coming on. But we also have other kinds of webinar workshops going on here. One is a monthly information tune-up which will bring you up to date on things. This is particularly important if you haven't been generating leads for one reason or another. And you'll also see how to promote your website. That's a very important one because you can have the best website in the world, and what good is it if you know, people are not going to your website? Can you answer that, please? So if you're not getting leads from your website, you really do have to promote your website, and we suggest that that should be a business hobby literally the rest of your life, and it can start really on a daily basis promoting your own website, starting with your own business card, making sure that you have your domain name on your business card to be promoting your website. Do you have an existing website right now, David?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We're also suggesting that you embrace the concept that websites are like billboards, that you can have more than one website generating leads for you, and if that's the case, why not? Secondly, there's a special way to link the two websites together. It's going to help both of your websites in terms of search engine optimization, plus giving all of your prospects and clients greater choices, including lots of exclusive listings that you do not have now. And then thirdly, you do not need to change your business card, David, because you send people to your domain name that's on your business card, and because it's linked to the other site, you simply mention to people that you have two websites. Make sure you check them both out because you've got things there for both of them. Okay, let's go back here, and you're going to see on the screen a picture of two gentlemen here with an office building. And David, I'm suggesting that that is your office building. A website is your office building, and basically that's you right there. And picture that as being me. In other words, I'm the architect sort of helping you build this office building that is going to bring leads in for you. Brokers of record have very expensive offices, in some case $80,000 a month, with lots of salespeople, all designed to bring leads into the office. Well, these websites are basically $199 a year, and they also are designed to reach upwards of many thousands of people on the internet, because there's over 2 billion people on the internet available for you to reach. And these office building, I'm calling them websites, are available to you. Now, the nice good news is once the website is built, you don't have to do it again. It can last you the rest of your life. You will make modifications and changes from time to time, much like going in and painting the corridors. You're going to go in and maybe change the design of a website from time to time. And then there's a little bit of maintenance for these websites. Basically, there's three things. Number one, you do need to log into the website a minimum of once a month and update your to-do list, which is anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Is that a problem, David?
No.
Okay, very good. The second thing you will do from time to time is to add and search listings from time to time. The third thing you will do is literally promote your website almost as a business hobby, is what I recommend, literally for the rest of your life, almost every day. Now people say, well, what do you mean? I'm busy. Well, you include it in all your business habits and duties. And if you hand out a business card, instead of just handing it out, you're going to tell them you should be going to my website. Why? Because I've got thousands of homes with color photos and slideshow displays and thousands of commercial properties, and I've got all kinds of exclusive listings on my websites in addition to MLS, and you can visit my website anytime. By pointing out what's on your website is part of the beginning of learning how to promote your website in a positive manner. If you're not getting leads, it's because you don't have any traffic coming to your website, or you have a material defect on your website. Let's see if we can close this page and back out of here. All right, the next resource for you is over here on the left-hand side. You'll see training videos. Just before I do the training videos, though, I'm going to show you over here is your login information. And if you ever forget your password or need help, you'll click on Login Help Password on the left-hand side. And in your case, I'm going to, let me see if I've got it handy here. Yes, just one second. It's RATTLE, and I'm going to click on Search Member right there. And we're going to bring up your information here on the screen momentarily. And so you can see that you can actually have your information sent to you by email. And we're coming into just an extra busy time right around this 11:30 to 12:30 slot. It's just extra busy. but it did come off, and we're going to click on it there, send login information, and send that off to you. In your case, it's Dave at, I think it's welcome-to-bancroft.com.
That's correct.
Okay, very good. So that's where it's probably gone. The next thing we'll do is just click on login on the left-hand side, and we're going to log in as you. And your login information has been sent to you. I'm not going to repeat it over the phone because we are actually recording this session right now for everyone. And so I'm not going to tell you your password, but you will be getting it by email. And the login expiry, we're suggesting it be 1 month. That way you don't have to log in every time you come on. You'll remember the login ID, and you'll click on Log into Site. And bingo, you'll see that you're now logged in. First thing we like to do is go right to your record and to double check all of your personal contact information on the screen. Does all of this look correct?
That looks good.
Okay, now, the BancroftRealEstate.com, are you the broker of record for the office?
No.
Who is?
Tim Fulford.
Okay, now what is the name of the company?
That is the name of the company.
If that's the name of the company, you're going to have to put the word brokerage behind your company name in order to make it RICO compliant. You agree?
Yes, and Bancroft Real Estate is 2 words in the company name.
Okay,
So
now it sounded to me like you wanted the domain name to be the company name, but I can put a capital B on Bancroft. Do you prefer that?
Yes, and Bancroft and Real and the state are 3 words.
Okay, let's do it that way.
With capitals. That's it.
Okay, now you're going to leave the .com?
Yes, it is part of the company name.
Okay, very good. So we've got it all fixed there for you.
Yep, that is
Okay,
correct.
that's exactly the way you like it, and that
And
sounds...
it's .com Inc. actually.
Actually, there's an extra R in there. .com
Inc.
space INC period?
Yeah,
Like that?
right.
Oh, and we're missing a
There's
T
dot
here.
between estate and com.
We've got a dot in there.
There we go. Okay.
Do you want the dot in? Do you want the dot in there?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, very good, sir. We got it. Let's go down further on down the page, all this other information. Okay, now, market area that you work. Obviously, you work the Bancroft area.
Mm-hmm.
And do you get into Peterborough or any other areas?
Halliburton, Muskoka, Halliburton a little bit, and Peterborough and Quinte.
Muskoka and Quinte.
Quinte.
Is that got it?
Yeah.
Now, you can always modify these areas later, but if somebody ever searches those areas, your name could come up as a realtor who could serve that area.
Okay.
Okay, specialty. Now, I understand you do a residential and a little commercial. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Do you speak any other languages?
No.
Okay, we'll leave that out. We'll put in the spam blocker. Let's click on the modify record. And let's see. If you had 10 listings on here, all of this information would be changed in all 10 listings automatically. All of this look okay?
Yep.
Okay,
Good.
excellent. Now, normally we click on Get Haves and Wants by email, and we'll click on what we call My Lists, and we notice that you are not currently subscribed to any lists. Now, it just so happens that we upgraded our service just recently. Some of the things aren't working 100% the way they're supposed to as of a few days ago. But one thing I do know is we can get you subscribed to the Ontario Digest or the Eastern Ontario Digest, which sends out the listings once a day. The Ontario All is used about 65% of all our members. However, you are in Eastern Ontario, and if you prefer to have just Eastern Ontario, which is basically Oshawa and all points east, you could subscribe to just that. It's your call.
What would be the advantage to going to all of Ontario?
to see what's going on in all of Ontario, a lot of people will take that for the first 2 weeks at least, and then a lot of them like keeping it because they like to see all the action. It also triggers ideas to do deals. You'll be absolutely amazed at how I say, oh, geez, I talked to that fella and he wanted to buy something and I forgot to put the want on. Like it'll just trigger ideas for you left and right.
Why not? Because I'm licensed for the province of Ontario.
That's another good reason. I'm glad you mentioned that in passing as well. You're absolutely correct. And there we go. Let's put in, and now let me see if I go. I've got 2 computers opening here, and I'm going to try to, oh, this is welcome. Your site is welcome to Bancroft.com. Okay, let's get you subscribed to the Ontario Digest. Now, you need to mark this down, but there's also another list that you should belong to is the FSBO list, which is not appearing at the moment, and that's because our upgrade has to fix the subscription to get the FSBOs. Please mark that down. In my very next session with you, we will subscribe you to receive the FSBOs. You will notice that we have 2 databases up here, Database 1 and Database 2 FSBOs. If I click on Search Database 1, you will see an explanation of what the 2 databases are. There it is there. Database 1, 13,000 have and want-ads placed by broker members and, of our service and salespeople. And broker Database 2 is placed over the public has placed over 13,000 have and want-ads. But there's a limited view when they're placed by the public. And we'll be showing you how to search all that stuff later. All of this stuff is explained, including some of the stuff I've just mentioned, in these training videos that you will see on the left-hand side. I'm now going to, this is private and exclusive for the confidential use of our members only. I'm going to go down the page, and one of the first things you should mark down is watch this video on the movie. It's called Movie 11. You must see it. A lot of our things are repetitive in nature, so rather than going through everything with you, we used to do this one by one for every single member, we have simply recorded the session so that you will see what's going on. You must get into Movie 11.
Okay, I started watching it, but I ran out of time. So
okay, very good. So that's part of your punishment getting started on our service is to get through some of these things. But once you get through it, 2 things, you don't have to do it again. You will also learn what's really going on here so that you can take advantage of. There's a lot of money being made with information in the real estate business. Now, one of the important things that you should see is something called the 3 questions. You should mark that down and become skilled at asking those 3 questions. Let me know when you've got that written down.
Done.
Okay, excellent. The 3 questions are particularly important. All of the FSBOs in the world can be handled here very easily by simply asking them, will you pay a commission if I bring you in a buyer? Will you cover my showing with a 48-hour exclusive listing once I have a buyer? And number 3, ask them for permission to market it, but you're going to do it without the address or specific information about the property. And when you do that, you can be placing it on ICI World, and that's how a lot of deals are getting done here on a confidential type basis, where you'll put it on here and people will simply call you and you quietly go about your own business working on that transaction with those people. We don't even know what you're working on because you'll just quietly go about your business. How to add a want is here. How to add a have listing is here. You'll also see how to search advanced here. You'll how to search database 1, how to search database 2. And there's other things, special links, and other things that you're going to learn about, common problems entering listings. After all of that, and you learn to put listings on, we're recommending you have a minimum of 15 listings. You should mark that down on ICI World within a 90-day period of this video, of this recording, and of this speaking with you, David. 90 days, which is 3 months from now. You should have at least 15 opportunities on here, and if you don't get 1 or 2 within the first couple of weeks, you should give us a call and we'll give you a hand on how to get them. You can search Google for sale by owner and you'll see all kinds of opportunities right off the bat. I would never drive by another for sale by owner sign without calling that owner and asking those 3 questions. Each one is like a cherry on a tree to all our members. There's a tremendous amount of business being done. starting with your website. There's a little orientation. You can get through that on your own time. And then once you've got listings on ICI World, you know how to do that. And once you've got the websites up and running with proper domain name and link to your other sites with all your listings, then when you settle in, this becomes one of the most important things to do, and that is how to promote your website. You can have a website with 15,000 listings, but what good is it if you have no one going to your website? Well, there's over 40 different ways to promote your website, in addition to something very, very special called search engine optimization, where we have attended world search engine conventions where we spent $4,000 to go to these things to learn how to show you how to get your website optimized in the search engines of the world so that you're going to be able to come up on the front page, hopefully in a natural fashion, if not on a paid fashion, within 48 hours. There's ways to do these things, and we're going to help you step by step. We have monthly meetings on this, and I'm going to actually take you and show you a monthly seminar here. Comes up once a month. Again, you go to Login Member Management. You click on the daily webinar workshops. You click on schedule and register, and then you just simply go down the page, and in this case there's the information tune-ups. You'll see the dates that are on the screen, and you'll see dates that are on the screen here. Have I subscribed you to that already?
No.
November 16th. Are you able to attend the November 16th one?
Yes, I am.
If you are, then what I'll do is I'll actually subscribe you right now. I'll show you how easy it is. This is by invitation only, and it's for members of ICI World only, because it is a major competitive advantage for you over all the other people in your area that don't know this stuff. Welcome to Bancroft.com. Okay, let's click on Get You Registered, and it'll send you little reminders too on that upcoming webinar. So there's three kinds of webinars. One is
11 till 12:30. Okay.
That'll be 11 till 12:30, and there's three kinds of webinars. There's a workshop as we're talking with you right now. The second kind is a presentation for 90 minutes that you see. The third kind is an actual guest speaker where they speak live and speak to you. We have recorded some of these past sessions. Some of the past sessions you'll see recorded will be recorded in the YouTube videos that we've had. And you'll see over here, if I click on YouTube, one of these people, for instance, has actually spoken about the Canadian apartment market, a gentleman who has sold over $400 million worth of real estate apartment buildings in Canada. And there's a 45-minute presentation which we have recorded on behalf of the CCIM chapter. And there's some other meetings from the chapter as well. We are suggesting that you consider the courses that are coming up in the CCIM chapter. Every single person that's on our network should get into www.ccimcanada.com, sign up for the chapter. It's about approximately $100 a year, and each meeting is about $5 to go to, $5. You click on events and you'll see different meetings coming up. Just so happened we spoke on understanding the powers of the internet back in October. Actually, that was just this past week. Did you attend this one, David?
In Bancroft.
Okay, well, this was another one that we just actually put on at the Toronto Real Estate Board, and of course I really enjoyed doing the one for your real estate board in Bancroft. You were very hospitable, and I had a lot of fun with you, and that was as a result of a tour we did where we went from Sault Ste. Marie right through to popping into offices into North Bay and down into Peterborough and right over to Kingston and seminars, and then coming right back to Toronto. But you'll see the intro course here. We're recommending that every single person consider taking this intro course. And if there's ever time to drive into Toronto, here's a good time to do it. It helps you analyze the before and after tax benefits of investing in any income-producing real estate. And it takes the mystery, just what we say, out of commercial real estate for residential real estate people. It'll give you the tools to help people invest in real estate. It shows where the money goes in, where the money comes out, and shows how people can be on their way to making money in real estate, where, of course, 90% of the millionaires in the world made it in real estate. This will help people understand it. And you can end up with a client who can end up buying 1-2 properties a year just on an investment point of view. And over 5 years, that could be as many as 10 properties or more in some cases. And so that could really help you help your career in real estate as well. And you'll see that there's 12 RECO credits here. There's phone numbers that you can call. there's the course in this one here. I think costs $3.95, so we're showing it here. And they're coming up on a regular basis, so when people listen to this course will be over and done with, but it comes back again to different areas throughout Canada, the United States, and indeed the rest of the world. And you'll see other meetings that are kind of coming up here as well. Okay, let's go back to here, and the YouTube videos are there, training videos there. Now, we're just coming up to the end of our time. I'm going to be setting another time with you right now, if I may, David. Are you available on a Saturday?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm going to bring up my calendar for Saturday here real quick. And we need about another one for sure, maybe 2 sessions, if that's okay with you, Dave, and 30-minute sessions, and we will be done. Your website will be built, things will be cooking, and we can go from there. Is 2 o'clock okay with you?
On Saturday?
On Saturday.
Saturday? No, I'm sorry, it won't be. I won't be available
okay.
that time.
Can you pick another date?
About,
are you an early bird at all, 6, 7, or 8 a.m. in the morning?
8 o'clock, yes.
8 a.m.? Okay, I'm going to actually go into, let me just see if I've got one on Friday. On Friday, I've got a 7:30 available. Are you available for that?
This Friday the 4th at 7:30?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so what you do, get yourself into the webinar workshop 10 minutes before, and bingo, you're in business with me. We'll be working on your website at that time.
Okay.
All right, so do you have anything to put on right now, a buyer or a seller, that we could be putting on ICI World?
Not right this second, no.
Okay, so we're going to call this a particular orientation session coming to an end.
I do have a commercial listing, but I don't know how much time you have to, but I do have a commercial listing that I would be putting on.
Well, I'm going to show you how quick, fast, quick, fast, and easy it is to put on. I'm so glad you mentioned that. When I'm logged in, I can check if I'm logged in. I click on my record here, and I notice that I'm logged in as you. To add a listing, you simply click on Add Have Want on the left-hand side.
Okay.
Which I just did. And you're going to see a form come on the screen. I need you and everyone seeing this to read this whole subject line help. I'm going to give you all a moment to read it while I have a sip of water here and let you read it. When you're finished, let me know. Take your time.
Okay, done.
Thank you so much. So you'll notice that in the subject line, we're recommending that you have 4 ingredients in the subject line. What kind of property is this and where is it located approximately, David?
It's a vacant lot located in the town of Bancroft. Okay,
so basically we could say Bancroft. Now, keep in mind that there's over 2 billion people that are on the internet. Does everybody know where Bancroft is?
No.
So I'm going to suggest that we reference it to a major, could be world-class city like a Toronto. And if you were to drive to Toronto from Bancroft, how many hours would it take? Is that a 2-hour drive, is it?
2.5.
Okay, so we could say 2.5-hour drive. So basically it's, okay, we'll say 2.5 hours to Toronto. Okay? That's one way to reference it.
Okay.
Now, we're going to say the second ingredient. What's the second ingredient? It's the type of property. What is it?
It's a commercial building lot.
There we go. Now we get into the third ingredient, which is the price and or the size, or both.
Size is, give me a second here. I'm trying to...
How much is it?
It is $99,000.
Okay. Now, the fourth question you're going to notice is something called sizzle. Do you see that?
I see that, yeah.
Now, for a buyer, sizzle means what's so good about your buyer. In other words, are they qualified? Do they have cash? Those kinds of things. Can they act quickly? For a seller, it's the property. What is so good about this commercial building lot over all the other little commercial building lots throughout, your whole area? What is so good about this particular lot, Bob?
It is right on the main commercial street, the busiest, the number one commercial area.
Main Street, prime commercial area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you have any suggestions of what would go good here? The types of uses. Knowing the city, people that don't know the city, they might want to put in a Dairy Queen, but if there's one next door, they're wasting their time. Do you have some suggested uses?
Any kind of retail application.
Suggest a retail application of, do you have any kind of, I need some specifics. Do you have any? Such as?
Not really.
Okay, what you can do is actually get, have you talked to the town planner at all about what would be good going here, or the owner, what he would think would go good there? In other words, doing a little research of what would go good there could be very, very helpful to mention it as a business here. Part of the reason that I say that is I'm going to show you something special. When people search on ICI World, one of the things they can do is they can search commercial real estate in many different ways, including right from Google, and they'll end up on these kind of sites. And you're going to notice that there's a keyword searching tool here. Do you see all of these? And there's a lot of retail sites here. So in other words, could it be good for a restaurant? Could be good for a restaurant. You should make a number of suggestions here. And sometimes the town planner says, there's been so many people asking for a pet store for our town and a veterinarian. You can make a suggestion for that.
Okay.
And if you do a little bit of research on that, you might end up pulling in exactly what the town planners would need, exactly what the town might need by doing a little bit of research. In the meantime, I'm going to leave that out.
Okay, well, what else is important about this lot is the adjacent lot is also zoned commercial. It does have a house on it, but it is also available to another broker. But
adjacent lot available. That's all you need, because now, do you have the dimensions on this property?
My property is 49.5 by 165.
Okay, now watch this. I'm going to go 49.5. Okay. Just one second. By how much?
165.
165 feet. Okay? So we got 49.5 by 165 feet. Here's your problem. The frontage sometimes for commercial is too small.
That's right.
However, by adding the fact that the adjacent lot is available, do you know the frontage on that other lot?
Yes, it's 66 by 165.
Okay, hang on. Adjacent lot, 66, good work having that available. 66 by 165?
Yes.
Is available, do you know for how much?
Not right at the tip of
Okay,
my finger.
let's not worry about it. This is an information service. If somebody's interested, they can call you. And that's exactly what this is designed to do, is to trigger a call. So between 66 and 55, that's 115. It's just under the 120 that sometimes drive-thrus need in some of those places. But it's not for me to judge. It's for the people that do it, and maybe you can really kind of work with it. But
now, the next lot past that is not listed, but it would be available as well.
It's, but we're not sure. And plus more available if necessary?
Yeah, another 60 feet.
Plus 60 feet, wait a minute, potential, more.
And the listing abutting to the rear is available, which backs onto the next street over, which is important.
Okay, so how are we going to get all this in? Now, you'll notice that there's a maximum of 160 characters we got to kind of stick to. Main Street, prime. I can just take out the word commercial because we've already got all of that in there. So there we got more room, and plus 60 feet more potential.
Rear available with frontage
Okay,
on,
plus rear available.
Yeah.
Property available. Now, how do we get all of that in there? Okay, well, you can change this to a little sort of a sign that means feet. 60 feet more potential. Let let me see. We got to cut this down a little bit. Bancroft, 2.5 hours of commercial building. Commercial building, I'll just say commercial lot.
Yeah.
That'll help. 45.9 by 65. Can we say 50 or no? I guess we shouldn't.
No.
Speed bank adjacent lot. I'll just take out adjacent. Available. There we go. We made the 159. Okay.
Great.
There we go. We got her. We're off and running here. Now this is actually in Eastern Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Basically Oshawa going east. We're going to put in the city here, which is Bancroft, and it is a commercial lot. Only select the categories that apply. In this case, it's a commercial site.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put in commercial site, Bancroft, repeat it because things are searchable in many different ways. $99,000. We can put in the size was 49.5 by 165 feet. Now what I'm going to do is copy all of this, right click, copy, and I'm going to come down here and pop it into the comments area. Now this is an unlimited field. You can say a lot more here if you want to. I'm going to leave that for you. You can come in and modify it at any time.
Right.
But one thing I want to do is point out the use of this internet links box. And how I'm going to point that out is I'm going to go to Google. And I'm going to type in Bancroft. And I'm going to see if Bancroft has a website. It looks like you do. There it is. I'm going to look at it to make sure it looks pretty good. Very good. That's not too bad a website. Okay, you could click on business and see what comes up on this website. I don't know if it's the internet not showing or anything, but I'm going to click back on home and just use this website here. Okay, I'm going to go up and grab this. Actually, I just want to grab that link there, the townofbancroft.ca. You see that up there?
Yeah.
I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to copy it. Now I'm going to come back. Oopsie daisy, where is it here? And we've got other people arriving in this webinar. I'll be with you in a moment. And I'm going to come back to, there's your website that we're going to be working on what our next session. And where the heck did I put the listing? Hang on. Oh, here it is. I'm going to click on Add Link. Now, the reason we're doing this is all built to help sell your property to the world. I have a statement that I make that 99% of the brokers really haven't arrived on the internet in an effective fashion, because what they're doing are throwing properties on the internet with no due regard to the location. And when you think about it, some of the three most important words in real estate, location, 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 are being missed. By the way, when you're in the CCIM chapter, you're going to learn that investing in real estate, there's three important words. It's called timing, timing, timing. In any event, I'm going to put the link to the town of Bancroft in here, and the words that people will see in order to take them to that site, I'm just typing in now saying all about Bancroft. So in other words, I'm putting the link in to the town of Bancroft in your listing so that somebody that's not familiar with your location can click on this and start to fall in love with the area. Now I also noticed, David, that there was another site that you had that is readily available. When I clicked on Bancroft, Ontario, not only did the town of Bancroft come up, but I also noticed the District Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. So let's go and click on that. Would it be helpful if somebody's going to open up a retail outlet in your city? Would it be nice to know who are the other businesses that are in the area?
Exactly.
And the reasons why it's so dynamic and vibrant in your area. Again, I'm going to right-click on that link, grab it, bring it in here, click on Add Link. Now, for people that might be watching this for the first time, it's going to sound awfully complicated. I know that, but you just stay with us because we will help you every step of the way. I'm going to say click here for the what do we call it? Was it the Bancroft Chamber of Commerce?
Bancroft Chamber of Commerce.
Bancroft Chamber. It might be Bancroft and District. I'll put Bancroft Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. Yeah.
It was the Bancroft and District?
Yes.
Why don't we say that properly? If it's worth doing right. District Chamber of Commerce. Let's add that link in there. Now these are links that you should also have on your website. You should have a resource links button on your website with at least 10 links to different things in your area. When somebody purchases
on northhastings.com.
Okay, so that's great. I'm just mentioning this in this video to make sure other people realize they should be doing it, even though you're already doing it, David. Stay with me. I appreciate that. But I mean, if somebody moves into your area, whether it's residential or commercial, do they know where the hydro company is or how to contact them? Do they know the gas company? All of these can be links in your resource links on your website. Do they know where the churches are, the schools, the hospitals, the community centers, what kind of events are coming up in your area? All of these can be links in your area to help people move into your area. And you can come up with other links as well. Let's move down here. Now, in this particular case, is this an MLS listing?
Yes, it is.
So you can choose MLS, but you'll notice there's lots of other opportunities to do business on ICI World that is simply not possible on a real estate board. And that's where we kick in, where there's over 28,000 listings on ICI World, but only about 5,000 of them are actually on MLS. You can be working a lot of information in your marketplace, not just listings such as on a board. Let's choose MLS. Now the last question on the screen says, will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' websites? Now, just one moment, please. Lindsay, I want to welcome you aboard. Lindsay, pardon me for not saying hello just earlier, but this is all part of the training, Lindsay, so if that's okay with you, that's why I was carrying on for you as well. Is that okay with you, Lindsay?
Yes, that's great.
Okay, very good. Now I'm just going to, because there's a little noise there, I'm going to mute you out for the moment, Lindsay, but I'm going to be coming back to you. When we have seminars and we have lots of people attending these functions, it's helpful to even learn how to mute the phone on your side, and you do that under the little red arrow. You'll see a little green microphone when you're in these workshops, and you can click on that, and it'll keep the noise in the background. You can be answering phones and doing other things while you're listening in on these webinar workshops. Will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' websites? We always recommend yes, because it's greater exposure in the marketplace for your listings. What's better, to have your listing on 1,000 other brokers' websites or to have it on just one website? If for any reason you want to ask no, and some people do ask for principals only on their listings, part of the reasons they do that is they're getting permission from other brokers to advertise their listings, and they want to get the principal. So anybody that's advertising principals only should always answer this no, because you don't want this to be appearing on other brokers' website, because that's the only way you can get calls is from another broker. So you should be answering that no if you want principals only. In this case, we're answering yes. If another broker brings you in an offer, David, would you work with them?
Of course.
Then we'll go ahead and answer submit information if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And bingity boom, it goes on the service immediately. It's instantly available on the internet. As soon as the information appears here on the screen in a moment, bingo, this is on the internet now. The next person that actually sees that ad, they can be calling you. You'll also notice that it's being emailed out to all of these various email list services. But there's one thing you should do is to see how your listing looks to the public every time you put in a listing. Click on Latest World. And the important reason for doing that is this listing is not only going to be seen by 50,000 people over the next couple of months, but also it's being emailed out to the industry, and there's between 10 and 20,000 emails going out a day. We've had one count of something like 17,000 in a 20-minute period. We've got high-level list services that deliver this stuff to the industry. Click on that message number. Double-check all of your contact information. And does your contact information, is it all correct, David?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to check the link now. If when we click on All About Bank, let's cross our fingers, see if it works, and lo and behold, it does. Okay, let's go back. Let's click on click here for the Bancroft and District Chamber of Commerce, and bingo, it comes up. Excellent. Sometimes there's special pages that you can link to within websites, and if you find the top 10 reasons to locate in a town, that can be very, very helpful. Visitors info, location links. There's some links you might even use on your website too as well in town. So you can find resource links right from these economic development agencies who are doing a great job to help market things to the world. That completes our session for today with you, David. I'll be seeing you again on our next appointment, and I'm going to carry on and say you have a great day, and we're always here to help you. Are there any last-minute questions before we leave you?
No, that was great.
One more thing, sorry, I'm going to click on my listings on the left I failed to mention, and when I do, you're going to see your one listing come up on the screen.
Right.
We are recommending, of course, that you have 15 listings within 90 days of joining. You can click on modify over here or delete them as the case may be. Always try to modify your listing every 30 to 60 days. They'll come back to the top of the database plus get emailed out. If you modify your listing before 30 days, they will not get emailed out to the industry. That completes our session for today, and you now know all of the resources, basically numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and the training videos in the YouTube, so there's lots of work kind of for you to do. And to pick a proper domain name, your next duty will actually be to see the domain name video by our next session if you can.
Okay.
Okay, you have a great day. I'm now going to stop this movie, and that completes our session for today from ICI World.